Well, hello, General Hospital Daily Recap fans. Today's daily recap is for Friday, December the 5th, 2025. Not a whole lot happened today, but I was a little shocked, but kind of happy because this is General Hospital and they do stranger things, right? Britt, Nathan, the whole nine yards. Well, today we had Cyrus and Esme came to visit Laura. And she was like, Cyrus, because he's the one that popped up first. You're dead. He goes, but I'm here, right? So she goes, what are you doing here? He was pretty much there to tell her she needed to take responsibility for what she did. And she said, I didn't do anything. And he's like, the dead body in your trunk says otherwise. I'm here, dear sister, to tell you what you told me many a times. And then who comes walking down the stairs but Esme, looking good? I actually kind of missed her character. And she said, yeah, and what you told me over and over again. Take responsibility for your actions. And Laura said, that's the thing. I have been framed. I did not do anything. I'm innocent. So Cyrus was like, well, then you have no problem then, because you innocent. The police will find you innocent, but you got to do the right thing. And so she realized, oh my God, Esme's here, like Ace. And Esme said, oh, no, 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 don't even think about looking for Ace. He ain't here. She goes, what did you do with him? She goes, I'm saving him from you. And she goes, from me? She goes, what can you teach my son? You're a liar. And she's like, no, no, don't you hurt Ace. Don't you hurt Ace. And then she jolted and woke herself up from the dream. She was sleeping on the couch. And I thought, woo, thank God, because these writers will do some crazy things. And both of them back at the same time, that's too much for anybody to bear, right? So Kevin comes home and she's frantic. And she tells him that Cyrus came and he told her, I mean, he's blackmailing her. She says he has a picture of my trunk up, me looking at Dalton's dead body. So Kevin is like, oh, Laura, and I'm sorry I wasn't here, when he came. And somebody in Comment Corner said, Laura looked out the peephole and saw it was Sidwell. Why did she not record him? I don't understand these people in Port Charles. Why are they not recording the bad guys? So anyway, she says, and that's not all, Kevin. I had the worst nightmare, the worst than any nightmare I've ever had. He says, what happened? Cyrus was here and Esme. And they both were warning me and urging me to take responsibility for what I had done. And Kevin looked at her and he goes, well, but you didn't kill Dalton, right? Pretty much, you haven't done anything. But yes, but I covered it up. And I suppose, Kevin, I suppose I should turn myself in. She goes, what do you think the dream meant? That I should turn myself in? He says, look, no, that's not what it meant. He says, your dreams are your subconscious. Your subconscious has the same information your conscious mind has, which was interesting to me. But I guess unless you block something out. But anyway, that's a whole nother little psychiatric breakdown, right? Or yeah, whatever. So he says now, what you want to do versus what you should do are two separate things, Laura. Two separate things. I know, honey, with someone of your moral compass, this is eating you alive, not coming forward. He says, but you shouldn't. And I'm thinking, see, go ahead. Ryan Chamberlain was your brother. Go ahead. You know, right? He goes, no, no, you shouldn't. He says, because of what we're dealing with, what you're dealing with. And she goes, oh, but I can't come forward because I would be implicating Sonny, and I can't do that to him. And Kevin looked at her and he goes, well, listen, yes, there would be some consequences for Sonny, but no, you need to think about Ace. What would happen to Ace if you turned yourself in and it didn't go well? He said, because we don't know the depth of what Sidwell has. He said, so you're taking a risk if you turn yourself in. I'm thinking, yeah, Sidwell will bribe another judge. Come on now. They're making Sidwell invincible. Sidwell's a true villain, right? They're making Sidwell makes Drew look like less than child's play. And I really want to see Sidwell handle Drew a little bit more. So anyway, she goes, oh my God, Ace. Oh my God, Ace. You're right, Kevin. Because look, Kevin's standing there looking at her, thinking, because see, guess what, honey bunny? I'm going back behind the gates in a few more episodes. So you don't be leaving thinking you leaving Ace with me. Right? So Sidwell beelines to Sonny. And he's got a guard out front. First time I seen one. He searches Sidwell. Sidwell's like this. Yeah, I don't, yeah, nothing. He comes in. Thank you for seeing me at this late hour. Sonny just looks at him. He says, pretty much cutting straight to the chase. And Sonny it says, what do you want, Sidwell? He goes, oh, well, I just left Mayor Collins and I had to see you right away so that you don't do something that's going to put yourself in jeopardy. And Sonny looked at him like, what are you talking about? So he gives Sonny the picture of him looking down, him lower Dalton's body. Sonny said, deep fake. And Sidwell says, no, we won't even play those games. No, he didn't say deep fake. He said, blurry. I don't know what I'm looking at. And Sidwell said, oh, but it's just clear enough that the police will know exactly what they're looking at. He says, and before you say deep fake, I've got more pictures, more where those that came from. You and I both know it's not a fake. He says, now, I'm gonna tell you, my main goal was to get the mayor. I'm thinking she was going to try to dispose of the body on her own. How would Laura be able to do that on her own? Right? Only thing she'd be able to do is dump him out her trunk and drive off. So, you know, and they would have had that done. I mean, on photos, somebody in comment corner said drones, but you know what? I don't keep track on the latest in drone technology because last I knew drones were a little noisy, a little buzzy. Bzz. You know, you got a drone up there, bzz, right? So, but okay. So anyway, he said, and to my surprise, she calls you. So now here's the deal. You are going to do what I say. He says, and before you think of hurting Marco or me, if either one of us gets hurt, if even as much as a scratch happens on Marco's heads, these photos are going to go to the police. He says, and let me make sure you understand something. The gun used to shoot Professor Dalton, or he just said Dalton, has Laura Collins' DNA all over it. Now, when he said that, everybody, I got to thinking, when when did Sidwell have an opportunity to get Laura Collins' DNA? Seriously. Laura never touched that gun. Laura never fired that gun. How did he get a set of her handprints wrapped around that gun? Now, he could have had somebody break into her place and snatch a strand of her hair. And what did he do? Wrap it around the barrel of the gun like a calling card? Seriously. How did the gun have Laura's DNA on it? She never touched it. That right there is an impossible feat as far as I'm concerned, unless somebody in comment corner can tell me otherwise. Now, does he have Alexis's fingerprints all over the dagger? Absolutely, he does. He made sure she touched it. And seriously, the dagger he had delivered to her, well, he kept it probably enough to lift Alexis's fingerprints, right? And then deliver that dagger to her. But I'm telling you, Alexis feels it's the original. I think those daggers are duplicates, period. He still has the one that she touched at Windermere. But Laura, mm-mm. When he came to her office to see her, she wasn't sharing a drink with him. I mean, no, it's just there was no opportunity for him to get Laura's DNA. Not wrapped around no doggone murder weapon. Period. So, Sonny just looked at her and he goes, who's to say I won't leave town? And Sidwell looked at him and said, loyalty is key for you. Mayor Collins is going to be loyal to you. He says, and you are going to be loyal to her. You would not leave her to shoulder this bag, to be left to deal with this. And Sonny said, Laura Collins is the mayor. And the mayor could handle the police and handle this situation if she really wanted to. And Sidwell looked at Sonny. He goes, and I'm going to save you some time. And you asking me what I want from you. This is Sidwell talking to Sonny. He says, I want those peers. And Sonny's just looking at him. He says, and after the whole Measure C thing, why would people think I would now sell you my peers when I fought to keep them? He goes, Deals are made all the time. I offered you the right amount of money, amount you couldn't turn down. And Sonny looked at him. He said, I have all the money I need, right? And he goes, oh, but everybody has a price. And the lie in the eyes of everybody else, I just paid your price. And Sonny just looked at him. He says, so I want the peers. And when I tell you I need something, I get it. Yeah. Pretty much, in other words, you work for me. Sonny ain't never worked for nobody. Not since he been on top. So Sonny's just looking at him. And Sidwell's just like, so I'll be in touch, Mr. Corinthos. And he walks on out. Sonny just looking, and I'm thinking, now you see, last month, when Jason said, Sonny, let me take Sidwell out now before things get bad. What did Sonny say? No, the DA's looking at everything, and see, yeah, Sonny. I bet you what you wish you would have taken out the DA. Because Lucas will go run into the police. Lucas wouldn't have known you done a doggone thing to Sidwell. Lucas wasn't living in that house. And you guys do things without a trace. Marco could run around saying everything he want to say about his daddy disappearing. And as long as there's no evidence of it. Period. So yeah, you guys should have taken Sidwell out then. So now we have Britt, drunken Britt. Jason gets her home, and no, he did not kiss her in the bar when she said, "Kiss me." I knew Jason. He's like, psh. He takes her home, cuts her off, takes her home. She's belligerent about it. I wasn't finished drinking. I was going to have another round. It wasn't even last call. And you made me leave and brought me. He goes, you've had enough to drink. So she was going to shut the door on him when she first walked through, but he walked in. She goes, what are you doing? He says, you're too drunk to be left alone. I'm going to stay here and look after you. No, no, you're not. I'm not that drunk. I've got things I need to do. I need my privacy. You know, Brit's being Brit, being a brat. Brit the brat. That's what I'm gonna call it. Brit the brat. And he goes, okay, what do you want me to do? She goes, if you insist on staying here, you go outside. He goes, you want me to stand in the hallway all night? She goes, you're a bodyguard. You should be used to it. So he goes and he stands in the hallway, but he's facing, looking inside. She closes the door in his face, and he's just looking. So Britt goes, she's drunker than a skunk. She goes to get her medicine, almost passes out. She's that drunk. Drops her medicine. She hits the ground, and Jason could hear because she was reaching for something. Something on her desk fell too. And he just opens the door and come in because the door wasn't locked. And there he goes. He picks her up off the ground, and she's like, I'm supposed to be giving myself an injection. I need to take my medicine. And he goes, come on, let me help you up. So he helps her up, and he tells her, look, don't step right there. There's medicine there. So he helps her navigate to the bed. And he goes and he picks up her medication and a needle. And he forgot the little alcohol syringe, but okay, who could, look, what's a few germs? Come on now, she drunk. That alcohol inside her body go kill any germ that's entering. So, as if that would work. But she goes, he says, how much am I supposed to put in? She goes, 2 milliliters. So he does it and he gives her the needle. And she's so drunk. She's like, I can't do it. You're gonna have to do it for me. Now this is the one telling him to get out, leave me alone. I don't need you. So he takes the needle and she kind of leans back a little bit and she pinches her stomach and he gives her the injection. And then she's like, she lays down on the bed on the pillow and he puts the cover up over her. She goes, I'm drunker than I thought. I can't believe I let you see my stomach because probably all the injection marks, right? And so she's just laying there. So Jason, before she lays down, he had brought her a drink of water. And that's when she laid down, mumbling that she's going to fall asleep. And he probably picked up all her medication. I would love it if he would swipe a bottle and have Obret check it out, but that's another story. Um, so he turns the night light off. I mean, the light off on the nightstand, and he sits into the chair that's across, from the bed, and he's just sitting there in the dark looking at her. And I'm like, you have nothing better to do, Jason. Hopefully, you know Danny's at home. Is your son at home? Right? Did you already check in? Make sure he's not misbehaving. Because, this one here is an adult that's misbehaving, but she can answer for her own consequences. She an adult. So now let's go to another good stuff. Another good stuff. Oh, and Laura, when Sidwell leaves, Laura calls Sonny, and Kevin is right there. I'm happy Kevin is on board with this, everybody. I really, really am. Well, look, Kevin was treating his psycho serial killer brother in secret in a facility that wasn't 100% lockdown proof, Kevin. So anyway, um, she calls him and she goes, Sonny, I have to tell you something. Sidwell was here and he has pictures. Sonny says he just left here and I know. She says, Sonny, what are we gonna do? And he didn't say anything. He's just, listening. And I thought, okay, you're gonna have to go back into Sonny, my boss of old. Let's get your thinking cap on. Let's think about this. Because you're going to have to be swift and you're going to have to, because see, no matter what Sidwell says, if you take him out, and I'm sorry, take out the spawn too. And if we got stupid Lucas hanging on to Marco's kneecaps, take Lucas out too. Right? And it's over. Anything they might think of sending to the PCPD, because I'm sorry, that body did look photoshopped in that trunk. 100% seriously. Right? But anyway, we'll see. They're getting ready to ramp this up. Now, this is December. They're gonna ramp up the next sweeps are February, I think. Yeah. February sweeps. I believe Sidwell's gonna be taken down. February sweeps. They're gonna ramp up, ramp up, ramp up, and then the downfall of Sidwell. But you know what I want not to still be going around everybody is Drew and Willow. That crap needs to be overdone with. Who shot Drew? Overdone with. I mean, done with it. It's gone on too long. Not necessarily the who shot, the who done it, because we know it takes them forever to figure out who done it. But the whole Drew and Willow thing and the whole visitation hearing. Let's done. Let's get rid of it. 100%. So now, Carly and Brennan, he was over and he was over Thanksgiving. I guess this is still allegedly Thanksgiving. Um, and Jocelyn, it was Jocelyn, Jack, and Carly. Little Donna was with Sonny. Even though we never saw Sonny in his Thanksgiving. We don't have to see everybody in their Thanksgiving, thank God. Um, so they were kind of sucky face, and Carly's doing a good job covering. Jocelyn's like, okay, great dinner, but I gotta run. She left. And Carly asked Jack to spend the night, right? Or when they were talking, Jack was kissing her and saying, "Oh, as much as this was dinner was great, as much as I would love to stay." And she goes, "You can't stay." Oh, but she's griping about. He goes, "What's wrong, Lucas? I don't like being at she's using. If it's not Jocelyn and Vaughn, now it's Lucas, Jack. That's why I got to do the pouty face." And he was just saying, you know what? Lucas is your brother. He will come around. Whatever. Who cares, right? So he goes, as much as I would love to stay. She goes, wait, you can't stay? She goes, because Jocelyn is gone for the night. This is and Donna's with Sonny. This is the perfect night. He goes, I have to go. And she's like, okay, what? Saving the world? So, whatever she says. Pretending to just be the dutiful girlfriend, understanding every time he got to tiptoe out of there. She's so happy he tiptoes out of there, she don't know what to do, right? Jocelyn came home and she was actually getting some black bag she had stashed in the living room. Trina and Kai were there in Trina's room. And Trina heard her and she came out. And she goes, Joss, what are you doing? And Joss had just taken the bag out. And she goes, oh, I just came to get some of my stuff. And she goes, I thought you were at your mom's house. And she said, I was at my mother's house. No, she goes, but why are you doing this in the dark? She said, because I saw Kai's car in the driveway and I didn't want to disturb you two. I just wanted to come get some stuff and then I'm going to go. But her and Trina end up talking and getting caught up. Jocelyn telling Trina what she pretended to want to tell Trina. Yeah, she's upset. Vaughn has ghosted her, just giving her a story. But anyway, she goes, no, dinner with Brennan. I had to put up with him. After dinner, oh no, I'm gone, right? So after she's talking to Trina and they got all caught up, she gets a text from Brennan saying, my office now. And so she tells Trina, she goes, oh, I have to go. And Trina says, okay, but where are you gonna go? Well, because when she first said, I'm getting some stuff and I'm gonna go. And Trina says, well, if you're not staying here where you live, where are you gonna go if you're not staying at your mother's house? Jocelyn says, I'll figure it out. Well, for one thing, her mama owns a hotel. I'm sure she'd get a suite at the Metro Court if she wanted for free. So anyway, the text, she looks at her phone, she goes, oh, Brennan just left. He didn't stay. She goes, so I get to go back to my mom's house, and that's where I'm going. So Trina's like, okay, whatever. So now we have that was that meaningless conversation. So she goes to the office, and Jack has got his panties in a bunch. I guess I should say boxers in a bunch. And he's telling her how she broke protocol. She goes, what are you talking about? She goes, He says, the facility, Dalton's second lab, it was just broken into tonight. She says, by, he knows Emma and Gio, right? He goes, And they got that address from you. And she looked at him. He said, because that address was in the briefing, classified briefing here. And Jocelyn says, yeah. And the briefing also said that when you all raided the facility, that you found nothing. You found nothing of Dalton's operation as far as the cold fusion. She says, but it definitely indicated you found a bunch of dogs. Some of them were suffering and in pain. She says, yet you all had no plans in helping these dogs. He goes, because it's not a part of the operation. So she says, but what's the harm in me slipping a number under a door? Emma Drake doesn't know I'm the one that gave her the address. And the dogs can be rescued. She says, what's the harm in that? I knew Emma wasn't going to run in across any classified evidence. So he goes, what's wrong with it, Jax, is you constantly break protocol. Constantly. And and what's really wrong is you continued to see Agent Vaughn after I warned you both not to see each other again. And she just looked at him. He said, I should have you reassigned. Because she goes, where is Vaughn? He goes, oh, far, far away from you. And he's been given instructions. He is not to contact you. Just like I'm giving you these instructions too. You are not to look for him. He goes, because I should be reassigning you to some field assignment far away. She goes, he goes, I don't know why I haven't. He goes, because you are dating my mother. That's why you haven't. And he just looked at her. Yeah. It's like, don't think I don't know. And he just looked at her. He goes, Agent Jax, you knew the risks. You knew the assignment when you joined up. She says, yeah, for the greater good, saving the world, right? She said, but not to let innocent animals die. And so he says, what did he tell her? That she knew the risk. He told her something else. And Jocelyn said, once what the mission, he goes, I know the mission. The mission is to find the cold fusion project or weapon or whatever it is and destroy it. And Jack Brennan says, no, we're not about to destroy it. We want it for ourselves. And Jocelyn looked at him like, well, that's some dangerous technology like that. What will the WSB do with it, right? And she's just looking at him like, wait, huh? Almost sound like Jack Brennan is running Pikeman again, right? Because Pikeman would want that. So anyway, he gets a phone call and he said, what? When? Right? And Jocelyn's looking at him like, what's going on? So Carly is turning off her lights, getting ready to go upstairs. She had went to go see Lucas, and in 10 seconds or less, same conversation they had the last three times. The only difference is she just said, I love you, Lucas. I'm your sister, and I'm always going to worry about you here. She brought him some pecan pie that he refused when she first gave it to him. She shoved it in his hands and walked off. And they showed him at the nurse's station, the pie unwrapped, just looking at it. And then Felicia comes back and says, I don't know what's happening between you and Carly, but I know your mother, and I knew Bobby well. She loved you, and she loved Carly. Both of you have a lot of that unforgivingness in you. She said, but I'm going to tell you, Bobby would not want you to be like this. And she walked away. But anyway, Carly's turning off her lights and she hears something. And she's getting ready to go up the stairs. She's like, what the f-? So she gets ready to take another step and she hears something else. So she creeps over to the fireplace and picks up a fireplace poker. And she kind of goes to the window to see somebody out there. And I'm thinking, you don't have security, Carly? Come on now. Your Sonny's ex. He's supposed to have security on all his family. A doggone it, before I pick up a poker, I got a gun. Carly, no. So anyway, she's got the poker. She's looking out, but she could see, as she's looking out the window, she could see and hear now somebody's behind her. So she looks and she gets a real good grip on that poker. And she turns and she's ready to whack him. And he stops her hand. And he goes, now, I've been through a lot to get here. Valentine broke out. Now it's getting ready to get good. It is going to get good, everybody. Valentine is out. Now, I don't think he's going to see Charlotte simply because he knows now Jack Brennan knows he's escaped. Carly's probably going to have to hide him. I don't think she'll hide him in her house, but she could put him up in the Metro Court. She could sneak him in, give him a room under a fake name, right? Because she would not, especially with Jack coming in and out of her place, she'd put him up in the Metro Court. Better yet, pay for a suite over there at the Metropolitan or Cosmopolitan. Except Lizzo's there and Lizzo'd run into him. But anyway, so it's getting ready to heat up with Valentine out. Okay, it's gonna get good. So anyway, everybody, I think I've covered it all. Carly, yeah. Okay, yes, I did. So I'll be back Monday with another daily recap, but I'm gonna be here this weekend. I got something exciting, everybody. I'm adding another video series to the channel, and it's truly living up to my channel's name, GH Spoilers. So I will be doing the week coming up spoilers. Yes, I got that info. On Saturdays or Sundays, I'll put the video out with the spoilers as to what's going to happen, or come on now, with spoilers. We can't spoil the plots. We we can't tell what's going to happen, nor do they give me the information to say what's actually going to happen. But stuff like Carly, and I haven't, this is not on the spoiler, but I'm just saying, Carly finds herself in a dangerous situation. See, that's a spoiler. That kind of lets you know, and it's usually I know the day. On Tuesday, uh-oh, let's look for Carly getting into some trouble, right? That's how spoilers work. Spoilers are boiler point kind of saying who the story's going to be about on those days, but not spoiling any plot lines. And it's only our guess as to, what's happening. Like even when we watch General Hospital at the end, it says on the next General Hospital. You get snippets and snippets, and sometimes you don't even know who that person's talking to. We guessing, okay, who does she say that to, But you know, that's gonna be good. So I'm going to be doing the spoilers for the week coming up, and definitely I'm gonna have some fun with that. So anyway, I'm gonna do my first spoiler this weekend, spoiler video. There'll only be about any 8 to 10 minutes, not long, but I'll cover Monday through however many days the soap is going to air that week. So you definitely, if you are not subscribed to this YouTube channel, subscribe, subscribe, subscribe so you can hear the spoilers. I'll be back tomorrow.